Ronda Rousey, I call you the single biggest bitch I've ever met.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Let me in. Hey, this is Toxic Ring Scandal featuring the Turnbuckle King TBK. Got another breaking news, another good one for you guys. We'll talk about two things. We'll talk about today. Now, the two things we will talk about and discuss, it will be talking about the love letter that Janel Grant wrote to Vince McMahon, and also a recent interview released earlier today by Ronda Rousey promoting her new book, Our Fight. She talks about the WWE, Vince McMahon, and other allegations. Get a good seat at the locker room. You don't want to miss this one because, as usual, how I do, we about to air the dirty laundry. So, and like I said, this is an interview that was by Ronda. She has some very, very distinctive things to say. He was talking about WWE had nothing good to say about it. She went on Fox. Well, I think it's by Fox News Nation. So she talked about the allegations by Vince and also talked about an allegation of her own. So this is something you definitely don't want to miss. But this is going to be good. Definitely going to be good. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. Like I said, get a good seat at the locker room. We're going to be here for a little bit. Now, I will pull up interviews by Ronda Rousey first, then Corey Grace responding to Ronda Rousey after she says everything she has to say. And then also, I will talk about interviews by John Cena and Becky Lynch. And I will give my analysis on the whole thing regarding the love letter and Ronda Rousey's allegation stuff on Vince McMahon in WWE. But yeah, we're gonna get into it, y'all. See who came into the locker before we began. Brutally Honest Gilbreth, salute to you. Thanks for coming out. Roll Me One Kenobi. What's going on? Thanks for coming out, man. Definitely something you don't want to miss, my man. And with that being said, let's get into it. Enough talking from me. Let's talk about the interview that Ronda did. Now, due to Fox and the News Nation, I wish I could play it. You can see it, but I have to keep this over it. I don't want this to get pulled. So, due to respect to that, we will get to Ronda Rousey right now. Talk about what she has to talk about. So let's do that in a second. Let's get that going. Let's definitely get that going. All right. So this is Ronda Rousey on Fox News Nation. Well, News Nation. And this is the interview here. Let's get into it.
Vince McMahon and the WWE, they are filthy, explicit, disturbing enough to bring on major backlash from the wrestling megastars, or so you would think. We have heard from some former wrestlers from decades ago. They say the accusations are not surprising. We've seen some former executives sort of tiptoe around the topic. But we've also seen John Cena declare his love for McMahon and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson take a leadership role in the WWE. Well, now comes a true wrestling powerhouse, slamming McMahon and the culture he allowed to fester. Ronda Rousey. There she is. She's so awesome. She was once described by Sports Illustrated as the world's most dominant athlete. She is the first American woman to win an Olympic medal in judo. and the first woman inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. She worked for Vince McMahon from 2018 to 2019 and again from 2022 until just last October. Well, I spoke with Rousey earlier today. She's got a new book. It's called Our Fight. And also I got a reaction to the scandal surrounding McMahon and the WWE. Take a look.
Well, it's not surprising, and I can tell you the reason why nobody else is speaking out is because they know that there will be negative repercussions if they say anything about the company that the company doesn't like, and so everybody's being held hostage by their careers. But since I don't plan on going back there unless they make some very major changes, I feel free to say whatever I want to say, which, I've always felt that way. I don't really, I don't really care if they have me back or not. I can wrestle wherever I want to wrestle, and the truth should be told.
Yeah, and you've always been very outspoken. I mean, like you said, not working there anymore does make it easier, but I sort of get the sense even if you were still there, you would have a hard time staying quiet about something like this.
Yeah, I'm not really, known for being soft-spoken.
Yeah, for sure. Did you ever experience any sexual misconduct or see anything yourself involving McMahon?
Not Vince like personally towards me, but the company culture definitely.
Yeah, elaborate on that a little. What do you mean by the company culture?
Well, one time I was like waiting to go, I think, talk to like Triple H in like the writers' room or something, and I was standing there with Bruce Pritchard and another one of the writers, and God, I forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot this guy's name. It'll come back to me. But I was standing there, and this guy that I was like barely an acquaintance with grabs the string of like my sweatpants as I'm walking by, and like nobody, like I wasn't even looking at him, and I looked down the hall, and I was like, I don't know if I can swear on this. Are you gonna bleep me? It's a quote, okay? But this guy grabs the string of my sweatpants, and nobody else reacts as if this is abnormal. And he grabs it, and he starts going down the hall, and I'm just like, what the was that? Like, why are you grabbing the string of my sweatpants? If my husband was standing here next to me, would you feel comfortable like walking up to me and grabbing the string of my sweatpants? And and nobody around me acted like as if it was abnormal. Like they're like, all the guys around me were just like, this is part of the day. And I'm like, if this guy is coming up to me and doing this kind of stuff to me, when there's other people around, like what's happening to these other girls when it's not in a hallway or something like that? So that really, really put me on an edge to like, not only is this like behavior prevalent, but it's so prevalent that people don't even realize it's a problem anymore.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited.
Who was this guy?
Dude, I swear to God, I know exactly what he looks like, and I completely am blanking on his name. Is this part of my concussion test? Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak. That's who it was. Yes. Yeah, I went and confronted him later, and I was like, if I ever hear about you putting like your hands on any other woman like this or doing anything like this to me ever again, we're gonna have I'm editing myself all the swear words out, but we're gonna have a problem. And he was like, no, I'm glad that you said something to me. He just really like backpedaled and everything like that. But it just put a really sour taste in my mouth about the culture there and what's considered acceptable and how to touch and treat the women in the hallways and anywhere, but backstage.
Yeah, I bet he did backpedal. Yeah, and I mean, like you said, if he was willing to do that to you, a massive star,
in front of people in a hallway.
Yeah,
exactly.
I want to read a portion of your memoir. again, it's called Our Fight. It comes out today, where you talk about McMahon. You say, it is hard sometimes to know where the evil, unethical, slimeball character of Vince McMahon played out for the cameras ends, and the actual questionably ethical, many times sued and multiple times accused of sexual misconduct, Vince McMahon begins. So, I mean, explain to me what you're saying there. I guess he
Isn't
had this persona on air. Yeah, it is. I mean, it sounds like he had this persona on TV, the Vince McMahon we knew, but I mean, was sort of this slimeball too behind the scenes.
Well, there's a really fuzzy line between fiction and reality in that place. So every act, I think, comes with a grain of truth.
Yeah. I mean, do you think more women will come forward, Ronda? I mean, have you heard any rumblings behind the scenes? Because, you know, someone of your fame, I would think even people would feel comfortable maybe coming to you for advice. Has there been anything happening behind the scenes?
I mean, not that I know of. I just know that Janel Grant only came forward because Vince McMahon didn't pay out the full hush money payment. It was like $3 million that she was promised for, signing an NDA or whatever, buying her silence. And the only reason it got discovered was that he paid her off $1 million, but it was with the company's money, and it wasn't even with his money. And then they discovered $17 million of other hush money payments that he paid to other women who aren't going to say anything because, you know, they got paid and they signed, not to. So there's definitely a lot more skeletons in that closet, but I don't know if we're going to hear about it anymore unless, you know, Vince misses some more payments or uses some more company money to pay off these women.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how many of those NDAs exist out there. Hush money payments. I mean, makes you wonder how many women are out there that just feel like they can't come forward.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah, it's a good point. So your book, Our Fight.
All right, now that was Ronda Rousey. She talked about the whole thing about the Vince McMahon allegations, but she first talked about Drew Gulak. Now she talked about Drew Gulak. She talked about what he did and what he didn't do. She talked about how she said that he alleged touched her sweatpants string. That's what she said. Now, Ronda, you said you was headed on your way to Triple H's office, okay? You said you was on your way there. You said that you was going to talk about creative about something, but the same token, you said Drew, came up to you, pulled it like he was trying to harass you, and you said everybody walked around like it was nothing. You said he was a somewhat of acquaintance, and then you may seem like he harassed you and said if your husband was there, but if you were talking to Triple H, who you talk highly of as far as regarding taking care of, business and everything, how WWE's improving compared to the Vince McMahon era, you think that Triple H wouldn't take any action towards it? Come on, Ronda, you kind of over exaggerating right now. So it's kind of like, to me, the way I see it, that you are somewhat in as far as Drew Gulak goes, who I never heard a word about. It seemed like you're trying to play the victim. It seemed like you're trying to play victim. That's the impression I'm getting off her. You're trying to play victim. You're trying to act like you don't do nothing wrong. And it seemed like, I don't know. It seemed like you're trying to do anything to promote this book. And that ain't cool if you're going to do that. Definitely not cool. And then you said that he better watch it if you do this to this girl or that girl. She kind of like trying to bully Drew Gulak for touch by accident, trying to give him a warning, like a bully type of thing. And I don't think he meant any harm. It could have been an accident. He bumped into her. It could have been a number of things. And it seemed like Drew was apologetic, for what he did, and it seemed like he was not trying to do anything malicious or anything of sorts to Ronda Rousey, and it seemed like you were, definitely on some, Ronda.
You actually think you deserve a shot at this? You don't deserve, buddy.
Yeah, Ronda, you got that very entitled attitude, like you deserve everything, everybody owes you everything, and that's just why fans could not get along with Ronda. That's why she couldn't get over with the fans, whether she was a face or heel. This is why fans had trouble connecting with her, because they know she was full of it. When Ronda Rousey came to the ring, whether she was a champion or tag team champion, babyface or heel, they already knew that you was going to make the list. It's sad, though, really sad, that you're going to make the list. Definitely going to make the list.
You just made the list! Oh, no.
Yeah, you made the list every time you came up on there. Every time you came out to the arena. It just don't make no kind of sense at all. There's nothing you could do right. And you act like you're Roman Reigns, like you're the head of the table up in here. You really act like you're Roman Reigns up in here, like you run things. Yeah, this is not you. You're not Roman. It seems like you're taking around. You want somebody to acknowledge you. Ronda always had that acknowledge me, entitled attitude. And this is what ticks me off with her right now. She needs to chill out on that. And let's see what you guys think of this. What do you guys think of this whole thing? Drew Gulak is a continue. Roll me one. You was funny. I do not believe this woman. She is a big manipulator. I agree. Me too, as men, we are doomed. I gotta get your due on that. I agree with that, good Brett. You spot on with that one.
Because I am that damn good.
Yeah, this is just sad. And that's what I was going to ask. Do you guys believe Ronda? Do you believe her? And Goodbread said he don't believe her. Neither do I. Instead, if this was the case, she would have whacked him on the spot and he'd be fired ASAP. That's what I'm saying. You would have took action of that. You won't let Drew Gulak get away with that, especially a woman of your stature and a woman in general, especially a woman like Ronda, who's, like you said, very outspoken. Also, guys, hit that like, subscribe as you walk into the locker room. Like and sub. And if there's somehow you can't find the like button, please hit the 3 dots on the right-hand corner if you can't see the like button, because this is a vertical live. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous how she's taking everything to proportion. She's trying to sell this book. Now, what she said about Vince may be true, but it's a crab leg. Ron ain't going to jeopardize her career by hitting a jobber like Gulak. No, she's not, but Gulak ain't going to jeopardize his either. You got a point, Romy one, but he ain't going to jeopardize his either. And that ain't no prediction. That's a spoiler.
And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Yeah, so she's not going to do that. But Ronda, you are definitely playing victim here. And I think you take this way too far, way, way, way out of proportion. And I don't think no one did anything to you or try to do anything to you or, anything to harm you. I think you're just trying to, like Gilbert said, trying to sell the book. I hope she gives Drew a tip for dragging his name. At least she's swung for the lower tier part of the roster. Yeah, because the big one would have called her out. She went for a big name like Roman Reigns or a Cody Rhodes or anybody like that, she'd have came for him. She wouldn't did that with them. Gulak only highlight was the cruiserweight division and her lead. Yeah, he was mostly known for cruiserweight. Yes, definitely. But yeah, Drew Gulak can't do nothing to nobody. Ronda is capping. I don't care what nobody says. She capped. Now, that was the end of that interview. Now, we had a response to this. The response was from Mr. Corey Graves himself, the current announcer for WWE, who happens to be on the SmackDown brand now. The SmackDown brand. So, we're going to pull up his interview right now, and let's see what he has to say about Ronda Rousey, because we're done with Ronda, and let's see what the deal is with that. Let's see what the deal is with Mr. Corey Graves. So let's see. Let's play this interview. And with that being said, we're going to talk about Corey Graves responding to what Ronda Rousey said about WWE, Vince, and the whole WWE atmosphere and how she was being there as an employee. So let's get to Mr. Corey Graves on Sports Keto.
You said there's a whole different buzz about it. Everything's good and all that. When somebody like Ronda Rousey comes out with a book and everything is disparaging about WWE, what's your take on that?
Listen, I take everything with a grain of salt. And listen, if you're in this business for any duration, you get used to letting those sort of things roll off your back. Everybody has a different experience in the WWE or in the wrestling business. Not everybody accomplishes what they set out to accomplish. Some people never expect to love it and fall madly in love with it. You look at a guy, coming from a different world, like a Logan Paul, who's taken to this like a fish to water.
Amazing.
And he's having a very different experience. Ronda came from the combat world, which is a very different world, despite being the same general flavor as wrestling, as WWE. So I've always gotten along well with Ronda. Her personal experience is her personal experience. When my name is mentioned, I can add something, but you never really fault anybody for. She's entitled to her opinion. I mean, I don't necessarily say I'm inclined to agree. I may downright disagree sometimes, but people are entitled to their opinions, and I'm sorry that she feels that way. She's got a lot of fans around the world who were grateful for her time here.
Okay, very, very fair answer. Let's go over now quick picks for WrestleMania. Are you ready? Now, I want to do this as Corey Graves, the fan.
Okay, that's Corey Graves. He responds to Ronda Rousey, and he was on with Bill Apter on Sports Keto. So credit to Sports Keto. Now, Corey Graves had a good point. He said that, everybody cannot be. He said everybody can't be in the whole, WWE, whatever, coming from straight from wrestling. He know people come from different backgrounds, whether it's, from Logan Paul's era, or Ronda Rousey came from MMA, or Logan Paul, he did a little boxing too. So definitely, don't know what the deal is with that, but he had a good point saying everybody's experience is going to be different with WWE. Everybody will have a different experience. And not only have different experience, he said he got along with Ronda, but he did not take him for Vince, and he did not so much, side with Ronda. He called him straight down the middle. And with that being said, I got to give Corey Graves his respect on that. He was being neutral on the whole subject. So he's definitely being neutral.
And I'm awesome!
So he was being neutral on the whole subject. I can't even hold him for that. I can't hold anything against him. He's doing the best thing he thought was best for business. Because I knew with the Ronda Rousey situation that someone from WWE was going to represent for the company and say something. Let's see what you guys think of this. Let's see. Said Ron should have took the SA check over anything. Think about it. If No Name Dude would have violated her, that would have been her open opportunity to get paid. Bill after reminds me to do with self script. Romy one, you funny, bro. Yeah, he is. Romy one's funny. Corey Grace created MGK. I've always said he's like MGK. Gerard salutes what's going on to you. Welcome to the locker room, man. Said, I'm really shocked Ronda's playing victim when she's supposed to be an empowered woman who has combat skills and can protect herself, unlike the average woman. That is a whole fact. And I give you due, Mr. Gerard. Let me give you due.
Because I am that damn good.
Yeah, definitely playing victim. She is definitely playing victim. You're right about that. Ross said, I would expect victim Me Too type attack from the average woman, not from Ronda. Ronda capping hard. Yeah, I said it earlier, Gerard. She's doing to help promote her brand new book called Ronda Rousey, Our Fight. And she's known to be a feminist. I heard she had issues with people back in UFC as well. She was pulling the same garbage over there. But yeah, you could be a tough SOB, but you ain't strong than your mental health. Romy one, you right on point. I gotta give you your due too.
Because I am that damn good.
Yeah, but this is definitely wild of Ronda Rousey. She's really capping hard. She really is being a feminist. Feminist women promote victimhood. She's the poster child for doing it, along with Taylor Swift, you guys that don't know, and Beyonce. What's with the weakness Ronda displaying? I ain't buying her pretense, but I'm still glad she spoke out against Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis. Yes, I agree. And she had a point about the Janel Grant situation. She said Janel Grant is playing victim, and she called out that Janel Grant only wants money because she didn't get the alleged $3 million that Vince McMahon promised her. She only got the $1 million. So definitely. Yep, Ronda is mentally intelligent or verbally articulate. Nope, she's not. She's not at all. Yeah, Ronda is full of it. Her bank account laughs at that comment. Yeah, but you got to realize too, Romy one, Ronda's not working like that anymore. She don't do UFC or MMA anymore. She's not in WWE anymore. She made one appearance of Ring of Honor. I mean, she could do. I know she got sponsorships, but she don't have a podcast. What else can Ronda do for consistent money now? Remember, Ronda Rousey is a mother now. She's married now, so she has to take care of her loved ones. Because I think her husband Travis Brownlee, he's not in MMA no more either. He's a bum. Let's be honest. Yep. Takes one to know one. I agree, but like the modern women, despite having good bank accounts, she still aims like milk. Yep, you're right about that. Ronda set for life. She got a bad. She don't need to work. She's set for now. Romy one. But you gotta realize too, like I said, she has a family now. She's married. Don't mean that money's gonna run out unless she has major great investments. She gonna need to work again because we said that back when she left UFC. Oh, she good. She don't need no money. She said. Then next year or so, she came into WWE. So that she's set for now, but not for life. I would say for now. Now, this is the Corey Grace interview that was covered. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into interviews. Yeah, sour milk. Yeah, Ronda Rousey is not all that attractive. Definitely sour milk. Sour, the very bottom of the milk carton too. But anyway, something tells me she wouldn't have come to the E. That's why I just said if she was good with UFC, who paid the wine, she would have been good. Yeah, Bobby Lashley do get better with age. Now, we're going to cover what John Cena and Becky Lynch both said about Vince McMahon taking up for him, siding for him, despite what's going on. I'm going to pull up the John Cena interview. This is with John Cena with Howard Stern that we're going to pull up right now. And, we're going to pull him up shortly. and see what he had to say about Vince McMahon. This was back to a couple of months ago. So let's get into that shortly, and let's see what's going on with John Cena, and also what he had to say in this interview. So give me 1 second to pull this up right now. This is John Cena on Howard Stern back in February, and this is when the allegations first happened. And we will see what happens there.
Again. And at the same time, also, you don't love what he's being accused of, obviously. What do you do? I mean, how do you handle those situations? I mean, well, I don't know how to handle.
Well, so how do you handle yours?
Well, it's interesting. There are some people I no longer want to associate with because and it's almost not fair because it's not like they've been on trial, but there's been accusations that are disturbing. So I go, can I be personal friends with this person? And some people I can, because there's lines in my mind where things are drawn. But some people I can't, because it's too big a mountain to climb. In other words, if any of this is true, I can't know you. I loved you. I love what you did for me. I love our friendship. But now that I know this about you, there's no turning back. I have to do what I morally think is right. And unfortunately, it's not to associate. But this is a guy who's been so good to you.
Sure. And
so great in your career. I imagine it's a mind fuck. And then when you get asked about it, it's like, it's too complicated to even talk about.
So I don't think it's complicated to talk about. I think it's complicated to listen to.
Mm.
And that's kind of why I don't necessarily put a lot of time and equity into it.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's still a long ways to go.
Yeah.
I can say this. I'm a big advocate of love and friendship and honesty and communication. But in the same breath, I'm also a big advocate of accountability.
Yeah, me too.
I think you explained it well of if someone's behavior lies so far outside your value system that the balance shifts of like, man, I can't operate in a world where this works.
Yeah.
That's the end result of being accountable. But there's also
what are you gonna do
though? Right now, what I'm gonna do is love the person I love,
right.
Be their friend, and by that it means like, hey, I love you. You got a hill to climb, and there's the saying of like, hey, you don't know who you are, or you don't know who your friends are until the shit hits the fan or your back's against the wall. That doesn't make any of what's going on any easier to swallow.
Right.
But just telling somebody that like, hey, I love you, man, this is going to be a hill to climb. We're going to see what happens. And that's that. I think it sounds so cliche, but it has to be one day at a time. But at the same token, I've openly said is I love the guy. I got a great relationship with the guy. So that's that.
No, I don't think that's cliche at all. That's kind of been my approach. One thing I do, and I say this to my wife all the time, is that I'm going to pick up the phone and call the guy. I don't want to sit there and hide and say, I don't want to be the kind of friend who then says, well, I'm never going to address this again.
Yeah, I think my construct of trying to operate with honesty and communication, I think those are strong leads to handling any problem or any achievement. But the whole thing is super, super unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's really the thing that sucks, because not only does it deal with an individual I love, it deals with an entity that I love.
Yeah.
And it's one that I speak highly of. And you want to make sure I want everyone to have the experience I had. If you're an employee at Disneyland, you want everybody to go to Disney and think it's the greatest place on earth. And when someone doesn't, or when you find out that there may or may not have been things going on there that this place I was speaking so great about, well, in some aspects needed a lot of work. That's more than just how do I feel about this person. Now I shift to, okay, am I doing all I can to make it better? From the advice of like, work as hard as you can, promote as hard as you can. Is there anything I can do? So not only do I tell my friend I love them, I also switch to the entity and say, how can I help?
Oh, good. We're back to reality. You guys done listen to that garbage John Cena was talking? Let me see. What do I think of that right now? All that mess he was talking. John Cena, you so full of it. So full of it, man.
Bye-bye, bitch.
That's what I think of John Cena needs to do. Bye-bye, get that out of here. That's the biggest bunch of BS I've heard. That's BS, man, on all levels. John Cena, now you talk about how do you love the person. John Cena, we know you're sticking up for Vince McMahon because he gave you opportunity. He let you be multiple-time WWE champion. He let you be the face of the WWE for well over a decade. He even got you into movie roles, which you did transition into becoming an actor, taking silly roles, dressed up like a woman, having the OnlyFans account with your character in the movie. Yeah, just all over the place. That dude know he's something else. He's something else, man. I mean, my thing is, John Cena knows that he's going to, what do you guys think of this whole situation? That's why I'm gonna check to see what you guys think of this whole mess. John Cena get on my nerves already. It's a good thing to close on exactly. Yeah, you guys have a lot to say here. Let's see what Gerard said something good. He said, what did he say? John Cena can't be trusted. He's way too performative and posturing people pleaser. You're right about that. People were twerking for her job. People were twerking for the joint. Yeah, they were at the time, Romy won. But she's still trash. I did like the way he treated Nikki Bella. She's way too entitled. Glad he ain't with her no more. Yep. He's sticking up for Vince. He ain't gonna go against Vince. The real fans knew she was trash when they sent her out with the Piper gimmick. Oh yeah, I was not a fan of Ronda Rousey getting the Piper gimmick. I heard Roddy Piper gave it the okay before he passed away in 2015. Was not a fan of that. She was paying true to Piper and loved them in WWE like Monet did with Eddie. But see, Romy won. Mercedes Moné didn't know Eddie Guerrero. At least Ronda knew Piper and spoke to him. Monet was just a big fan of Eddie. John Cena loves people, but treated Alex Riley and King like dirt. Oh yeah, don't forget Wade Bear in the Nexus push. Piper was one of a kind gimmick, never should give it to her. Nope, definitely. She was doing a tribute, but she didn't deserve that status. She did a terrible job tributing him. How can Ronda have so much to say? She never had any good matches, but she liked making wrestling money. Yeah, she was not talking all that garbage when she got the money from Vince McMahon, the big contracts and the pushes and the main events, especially WrestleMania 35 against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in the first ever women main event of WrestleMania. That was back in 2019. Could be said about Leslie Goldberg. Oh, Leslie Goldberg, they way higher scale than Ronda. And they lasted longer. Ronda only wrestled a few years. She used to get in the Captain Rumble, like Drew McIntyre, the ring. Cena, retire, bro. Take your 5 moves with you. Oh, man, you're right about that one. This is no more of this John Cena. No more of this guy. Recognize, Cena. Because you are no longer the face that runs the place. No more of that. No more of that.
The face that runs the place?
Yeah, no more of that. No more. John Cena ain't that guy no more. He is gonna retire soon. Or he's gonna retire soon. Yep. John Cena was naked at a war show. Damn shame. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't look at him the same. Roddy Piper daughter doesn't get the same exposure as Ronda. True. My sister blames for no reason and yells at me and mean. I wish I could have a couple W's supposed to do. All right. Now that was John Cena on Howard Stern talking about Vince McMahon. And the reason I pulled that up is to demonstrate how people are not going to always speak the unspoken truth as it should be, the at least uncensored truth, like Ronda Rousey did, and also what CM Punk did when I played this interview. He's one example of that. But we have one more example of a WWE superstar taking up with Vince McMahon. And this certain individual is also a big name. And we know who, and you guys know her. Her name is Becky Lynch. Come on. So it's Becky Lynch. We're going to see what she has to say. She was on currently the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, and she spoke on the Vince McMahon allegations. So with that being said, we will dive into that shortly. Give me 1 second. We will talk about her right now and see what she has to say about that. All right. So let's see.
Obviously in September it became a thing, but is there a big difference in terms of like how the company is run now that Endeavor is involved? Do you feel a difference?
Yes. I think so. Yeah, I had to kind of think about that because there was other things that happened that made the company a little bit different.
Sure, I will ask about that in a moment, but I'm just talking about like Endeavor.
The Endeavor part. Oh, I mean, there's a lot more shows abroad, and so that aspect of it, the business aspect of it, Netflix deal, $5 billion. But that doesn't affect the creative side.
Okay.
How Endeavor are involved, that's the business side of things. That doesn't affect the creative side of things.
Okay. In the book, you speak quite glowingly of Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was big for your career, and you had ups and downs with him. The day after you won the belt, he got mad at you. You cleared it up. It seems like you really held him in high regard. Obviously, a lot has happened since. And so when you hear about this, how do you feel? And now, a month or so later, maybe 2 months later, after hearing about this lawsuit, how do you internalize it? How do you digest it?
So those allegations are horrible, man, and it's so hard to listen to because that's not my experience. He was so good to me, and Vince had a genius about him, and he was not the easiest to work with, but he had also lived an extremely interesting life in terms of what he built, and so I like learning from him. I like talking to him. He is responsible for all of the things in my life by building WWE, and for the most part, like we've had some ups and downs, but he was always good to me as a person, and always treated me with respect, and I felt like I had earned a lot of respect from him, and he gave me a lot of respect. And then you're hearing this other side, which is not the person that I know, and that's really hard. That's really hard, especially when you're a woman in this business, and you're a woman who has been trying to push things to be equal. But look, that's the other part of it, right? Like, it's not. There's not a third party that was making things unequal. You know what I mean? And so that's the other side of things, and that was the kind of things that I think I write about in the book was kind of a little bit eye-rolly, you know, in that like, here's a women's evolution, here's a women's revolution. Who are you freeing us from? You?
Right.
Okay, this is Becky Lynch. She had her interview with MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. She was talking about Vince McMahon saying this ain't the guy, says disgusting to see. And then, of course, he was talking about, she was talking about how Vince gave her opportunities, but she just couldn't, it's just hard to listen to. Now, Becky, like John Cena, you notice they had this run the same narrative. It's hard to listen to. I can't believe it. He's a good person. I love him. He did this for me. He did that for me. He gave me this opportunity, gave me this opportunity. So they run with the same one. She's the second one, similar to John Cena, taking up for Vince McMahon in these allegations. That's the only thing. And Becky, you know, she gonna, like Ronda said, Ronda Rousey had a point earlier. She said that the ones that are employed with WWE are not going to contradict their job or their position by saying anything negative about Vince McMahon. They're going to take up for her. So she had a point there. She did have a point. You know, with that being said, I just think she's not going to do anything to jeopardize it. You guys let me know what you think of this whole situation. Let's see. Let's see. John Cena shaved their hair. Steel pipes to get some shine. Becky is smoking, can't lie. I disagree. I don't think she's smoking, but that, you know, everybody got their own taste. I am low-key shocked she's not TNA or Ring of Honor NXT. Oh, you're talking about Ronda. Yeah. Becky is not as good as Tyra Valkyria in NXT. Well, Taya, oh, well, you mean Lyra Valkyria, Gerard, because Taya Valkyria is in AEW. That's John Morrison's wife. I think you got those two mixed up. This is Lyra Valkyria, not Taya Valkyria. Steel Piper should be in TNA, ROH, NXT. Becky is getting better, so I'm going to say Vince. Mad respect to Becky. She came to NXT with the Irish Dancer stereotype gimmick and ended up being one of the best in the business. Oh, you're talking about the Irish Lash Kicker. Yeah. Ariel Slimy Helwani. What a WWE wrestler. And one thing, Goober highlight, I'll still give you guys the wrenches. Yes, I'm going to give wrenches to several of you guys like Gerard and Romy one. I tried to enter your names. I don't know why I couldn't find you guys, but I'm going to try it again. I tried to add the wrenches the other day. I'm going to try it today before the day is over, or at least early tomorrow. I don't know why it wouldn't let me put in the system, but you guys, I have not forgotten about the wrenches. I appreciate everything you guys do here at the locker room at Toxic Ring Scandal. So Becky Lynch, I give this to say about Becky. Becky's a great entertainer. She is a draw as far as women's wrestling, but she's not the best in-ring performer. That's my opinion. She got carried throughout the whole Elimination Chamber match. She didn't really do nothing. She just won the match. Everybody else from Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair, and even Raquel Rodriguez did all the work. So I don't think she's the best in-ring performer. So that's my take on the Becky Lynch thing. And like I said, she's the second one besides John Cena to take up for Vince McMahon. Now, with that being said, we got one more part. We heard Ronda Rousey on News Nation. We heard Corey Graves on Sportskeeda. We heard John Cena on the Howard Stern Show talking about Vince. And now we hear Becky Lynch recently on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani talking about Vince McMahon. All 4 of these people talk about Vince McMahon. And I know Corey Grace responded to Ronda Rousey was on WWE, Drew Gulak, and Vince McMahon. So now we're going to talk about the main thing, and that is the love letter. We're going to talk about that right now. So let's talk about the love letter. Let's see. There's 4 pages of this love letter. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this whole love letter situation. Let's see. So these are the love letters that Janel Grant went from Vince McMahon, leaks back from 2021. So let's pull it up right now. You guys want to take a look at that. I think it's the first one. And then she said, you know, if you guys want to take a look at it, she talked about here we go again. You know, it's harder after we pull our hearts to each other. So anyway, you know, she did, literally, I'm gonna sum it up. It is a love letter because she said, I didn't know who you were today. I met you, but I knew that a missing piece had clicked into the place the moment I saw your face. So this is Janel Grant to Vince McMahon now. But this is the same woman claiming that she that filed a lawsuit against Vince. True love cannot be found where it does exist, nor can true love be hidden where it does exist. It's not something that you find, something that finds you. Did you love Vince or you love that money? Let's continue on. Said the thought of you makes my day begin. The tune of your laugh makes my heart sing along. The smiles up, down, furrows, everything. I know she was alleged coerced to write this letter. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I mean, this is crazy what she's saying is love letter. Can you guys see that love letter good? Let's see. This is just crazy how this is all going on. Definitely crazy. But yeah, this is the rest of the love letter. You guys want to take a look at it because this is just ridiculous. This is, and it's 4 pages of this love letter. 4 pages of this, by the way. All right. Yeah, this is just crazy. All the stuff she's saying. This is just wild, this whole love letter. Now, let's see. You know, we're going to pull some more into it. All right, that's one part of the letter. We'll go to the second part of love letter, second page. This is the other part she said too. And she's saying that basically around Brad, Nick, Johnny, whatever, see it together, it's undeniable to them. And she liked all this stuff. This proves that she's not a victim, she's a participant. Our energy is so playful. From the moment I met you, I try to protect my heart, even though I know you was already falling, I was already falling hard for you. I wasn't looking for love, I was looking for myself. The person who I lost long ago from trauma, sadness, abuse, and overall life kicking me in the ass. Her words. I know you said people forget who you are. There are so few people who actually know you for the wonderful, tender, vulnerable, heart on your sleeve soul that you really are. And it's the same guy that you filed a lawsuit against. That's why I said, Janel Grant, you is cap. Like I said before, she's not a victim. This letter proves she is not a victim. She's not a victim. That's what this letter proves. And she said in the past, I put myself in, let us put me in a box that didn't fit. She likes Vince. And you let him dump turds all over you. Now we'll go through the rest of this letter. I ain't gonna read the whole thing. This is the third part letter, then there's one more. This is ridiculous though. You look at the rest of this letter here. I said it before, but I love watching the beautiful atmosphere, your cheeks raised into the sweetest smile every time we kiss. I look forward to the moment so much. I love that when you dance, you can be so silly about it when you sweep you on my feet. I love that you hum tunes to me in songs that you don't even know the words to. I love over the past 2.5 years we've been together that your face spirit is lighter and brighter. With every past day, you made room in your life for your heart for me. That'll ever be the greatest gift you ever given me. We don't get to spend much time together like we like as much time together as we like to. But I accept that because I accept who you are. When I'm missing you, time moves so slowly. This is crazy, man. Janel, you are not a victim. I'm not reading this whole letter because I'm not. This is crazy. It's like it's like a teenage love letter. Then it's the last part right here. She says it right here. I know you guys see this part here. It ain't that much left in the last letter. The last letter said, the second is that we are so many chances at love. If at any all, the one is given a lifetime. Again, I'm the luckiest person on the planet because I found you and you, Vince McMahon, the one. From the yesterdays, today's, and tomorrow, I can hardly wait. Thank you, my sweet beast. My heart is yours, always, forever. Dated. Signed, Janel. Get out of here, Janel. You ain't no victim. No, you're not. This girl's crazy. She is a gold digger. You right, Romy one. She's a gold digger. Definitely a gold digger. So full of it, man. Janel and Vince are two men circles perfect with each other. You're right. The Bill 5000, salute to you. Thanks for coming to the locker room. Janel laid there, and the thought of the bag, no sympathy for her. Yeah, I have none for her. Janel gives me real victims a bad meme. I read that letter. People like Scott Hall and WCW. Yeah, this is all cap, man. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. And with that being said, this is just nonsense, and this is what I think. This is what I think. This is crazy. All I know with this letter, if this can prove that Vince is good, all I know is it's about to hit the fan.
The shit's about to hit the fan. The shit's about to hit the fan. The shit's about to hit the fan.
It's about to hit the fan once this gets out. You know, this is wild though. This don't make sense. No sense at all. No sense at all. Oh, okay. We got an update. We got an update. We got an update, guys. We called a volunteer. We got an update. We have an update. The lawyers for Janel Grant have responded to the love letter. Let's pull that up right now at the locker room. Like I said, get your seat there. And we're going to pull this up right now. Let's get this right now. Let's see what they have to say. Let's read this love letter right now. Let's see. All right. It says here, lawyer for Janel Grant responds to release of love letter to Vince McMahon, calls in attempt to intimidate her client. Now, this is the response to the letter. This is the response to the letter, guys. This is crazy. This is wild right here. This is wild. That's going on. Let's see what else they have to say regarding this whole letter. All right. I'm going to read the rest of this right now. This is from Janel Grant's lawyer. I'm going to read the rest right now. Give me a second. Like, subscribe as you come into the locker room. All right. This is the whole thing. We about to get to this right now. Okay. It says that previously reported in the ongoing legal battle between former WWE staffer Janel Grant and former WWE champion Vince McMahon, a letter of service from Grant to McMahon, which was taken from a laptop during an investigation on behalf of WWE's board by law firm Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett. Grant's attorney Ann Callis later said that her client was coerced into writing a letter by McMahon. During a new interview with Post John Pollock and WrestleNomics Brand Thurston, Callis also called the release of the letter earlier this week in an attempt to intimidate and victim shame Grant. Callis said on the letter, which was released by New York Post, it was a tactic to intimidate Janel and victim shame her. Attorney for McMahon claims the letter is proof the relationship between Grant and McMahon was consensual. The letter in question refers to the people who were aware of Grant's and McMahon's relationship. It reads, even though so few people know about us, the most freeing feeling this year, we get to act like a couple openly, freely when Mickey, Paul, and Steph were around it. The Callis informed Politics Thursday that the Paul Reverson letter is Paul Mangieri, who works as executive assistant at WWE. Additionally, the report notes that those familiar with WWE said that Mickey Mangieri previously worked as assistant to McMahon, while some speculated Paul could be the chief content officer, which is Triple H. That's not true. Let's see what else it says. Rosenberg, here go right here. With regards to Janel Grant saying the letter was the 24th draft letter, McMahon's attorney Jessica Tom Rosenberg of Castlewood Benson Torres law firm said on the letter, Ms. Grant's letter is multiple pages, including details of their relationship, and indicates she wrote 24 drafts. It makes no sense to cohort someone to write 24 drafts of a multiple-page love letter. Rosenberg claims that the letters prove that the allegations are a sham. Saying to Post Wrestling, Ms. Grant wrote this letter to Mr. McMahon. Her attorney is now desperately trying to explain it away because it shows the relationship was consensual and the lawsuit's allegations are a sham. The false explanation that if it was coerced is nonsense. She also claimed more material will emerge that will support McMahon's case, adding, Ms. Grant's letter is just one piece of evidence demonstrating the relationship was consensual and her allegations in the lawsuit are false. There are more pieces of evidence like this that will come to prove her claims are meritless. Wow. So they saying that it's cap up in here. Wow. I knew Janel Grant was capping. I knew it was cap up here. It was cap the whole time. I said it before. I said it again. She ain't a victim. She's not a victim. Now you guys let me know what you think right now. What do you think of that? Janel ain't getting no bag. So get a Wendy's application set. Oh man, Roman. No good. Yep, this is true. Janel's lawyer moving like P. Diddy. Yeah, right. She wrote them things. Is he not supposed to defend himself? Fetishes are not against the law. Diddy better go get them Cassie letters. She ain't write a song to him. She's probably in Didi's DMs right now. Romo, you silly, man. You silly. But yeah, it proves that this is all nonsense. Now the Edward Brenneman, the lawyer of former executive Laurinaitis, whose name has been planted by Grant, issued statement to Post Wrestling stating, my client now is satisfied when all the facts become known. Mr. Laurinaitis will be vindicated from the allegations leveled against him. Earlier, Brenneman claimed that Laurinaitis was a victim of McMahon's criminal to Grant, stating, like the plaintiff, Mr. Laurinaitis is a victim of the case, not a predator. The truth will come out. And he also wrote an email, Brenneman, the lawyer, in a Post Wrestling to Ann Callis. Judge Callis was a learned judge and a skilled litigator. He continued, I anticipate she will often see it that Mr. Laurinaitis is like her client is a victim in this case. And Judge Callis will do the right thing and dismiss my client from this lawsuit. In the event she does not, my client will clear his name and reputation in court, not in the media. Callis stated on how her client suffered as a result of alleged misconduct by McMahon and Laurinaitis. For someone who, because of what happened to her, suffered from PTSD and other ailments, she's resilient. We've been talking on the phone and talking to her a lot recently, so she's okay. I bet she is okay, but she ain't about to get that money. She's not gonna get that money. And you know, Laurinaitis' camp has a waiver to serve as a public filing. His date to answer is May 14th. That's a little over a month away. It states that the reps could not answer. So, wow, that is interesting. That is interesting. What do you guys think of this whole thing? What do you guys think of this so far? Wow, this is crazy. What do you guys think of this whole situation? Wow. This is crazy. I received a letter of beginning vasectomy. Janel enjoyed the blue pill experience. Did you play with Ronda? Yeah, good. I played at the very beginning. I played at the very beginning when Ronda Rousey said. Janel Grant will steal your steering wheel and return 2 days for the rest of the car. Facts. Definitely. That's knowledge right there. Can't trust her. Cannot trust her. So, like I said before, and I'll say it again, Janel Grant, if you don't get off, you don't get nothing. Once you don't get nothing, all I gotta say is this: if you don't get nothing. You deserve nothing. Nothing, Janel. Nothing. That's what you deserve. That's why I played that. You deserve nothing. You don't deserve anything. But this is crazy. You guys don't know what you think of this whole situation on the live chat and on the comment section on the playback if you're watching this on playback. And this is very, very interesting to see what happened. Linda's looking at Grant like, that's my bad. Yep, that's true. Linda gonna always have a bad. But yeah, this is definitely crazy. And this is all about Janel love letter to Vince McMahon leaked for 2021. And Ronda Rousey of Vince McMahon WWE allegations. And we heard from Corey Graves, John Cena, and also Becky Lynch. And yeah, this is wild though. Definitely wild. And ultimately, that's all I have regarding the subject. I know Ronda Rousey. I see Adam Pearce is right about you all along.
Ronda Rousey, I call you the single biggest bitch I've ever met.
Definitely. She's definitely the biggest one that I ever seen. And that's all I have regarding Janel Grant wrote love letter to Vince. Ronda Rousey on Vince McMahon. Thank you all guys for coming out. Let me know what you think of the whole situation regarding Ronda Rousey, the love letter for Janel Grant to Vince, and also updated from the lawyers to what they have to say about the whole thing. There'll be 2 videos for Toxic Ring Scandal. The first video will be Real Reason Ricochet marrying Samantha Irvin. The second video will be When Will He Learn His Lesson? Until then, it is O-U-T.